enjoy that. And this one also goes to you, Sanyo Tamaklo. You're an entrepreneur into construction, and I say good morning to you. And also to my good brother, Lawson Jandu. Have a great one as well. And we hope that you're going to have all the best of the weekend can ever bring to you.
That's one of my best songs, by the way.
Yes, it is. Sometimes when you're in just one of those moods, sometimes you just switch into some of these lyrical songs.
You should have these kind of songs on a CD in your car.
God bless you.
Yeah.
These days we don't use CDs anymore. We use USB ports and all that.
Cool.
YouTube,
if you do,
Bluetooth and all that.
If you do, just load this kind of.
Just load them.
Yeah, because you know they're not just songs, so like they speak to you and you can speak through.
They speak to your heart and speak to your
music. Yeah, because sometimes, Charlie, you wake up like on a Monday. I think even on a Sunday, and just the fact that the week is staring you in the face and you're thinking, Charlie, but you're looking at your kids, you're looking at the things you have to do, and you're imagining, how can I get through the week? And here we are on a Friday.
Yes, as always. And we take life one day at a time.
Yeah, we do.
We'll take it one day at a time till we're 95 years.
Always makes a way. There's always a way out.
Yes.
That's what I say. There's always a way out. So, you know, whatever situation you find yourself in this morning, just know that there is always, always, always a way out.
And we have to do the newspaper, so we start with the Daily Graphic.
Front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper: 4 containers impounded at Tema Port for evading tax. Garment industry receives a $10 million EXIM support. So on the front page of the graphic, you would find the sector minister, Alan Chiramating, that's the trade and industry minister, together with a group of people cutting a certain tape to declare the office of Agam officially opening. Yeah, so details of that in the story. TUC describes National Builders Co as ambitious. 30 new districts in the offing, 60 municipalities coming. That story was in our AM News. It makes the front page banner headline in the Daily Graphic newspaper. A bit of that in inside the page. It says legislative instruments was laid in Parliament yesterday for the creation of 38 new districts. Some other districts have also been elevated to municipal status. The LI, which was laid in Parliament by the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Hajia Alima Mahama, will mature within 21 certain days. That's if there are no objections, if, you know, it goes through and there are no interferences, then it matures within the next 21 parliamentary certain days. So details of that, the new districts, those that have been elevated, those that have now gone to municipality positions, all in the paper, and there's more explanation and details to that story. Page 16 on the containers that's been impounded. Story says officials of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority at the Tema Port have impounded about 40-footer containers loaded with assorted items on which the owners attempted to evade import duties of about 3 million Ghana cedis. The containers with their numbers here held 44 items ranging from quantities of children's toys, laundry baskets, plastic microwave plates, makeup products, among many other items. Details, more details in the paper as well. So on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, hearing of petitions on new regions to commence this month. We brought you details in the AM News as well. Hearings of petitions for the creation of new regions in the country will take place from November 21 to December 5, 2017. And a commission of inquiry will attend to the petitioners from the Bno Ahafo, Northern, Western and Volta regions, who would be expected to provide further explanations to their request. So that's what's on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper this day. Right?
All right, so let's look at the Daily Guide. The Daily Guide, I love Daily Guide. Daily Guide has on the front page, Again, a story about 38 new districts, 6 regions on track, etc. What Haji Alima Mahama, who is the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, is saying that, well, no new constituencies will be created. We'll see about that. But, Charlie, we need new constituencies. Or don't we need new constituencies? We'll see how that goes. NDC rejects light bill. Look at NDC rejects light bill. Light bill cuts. And I fulfill my promises, but I think that also there's this explanation, I'm told, that apparently the reduction is spread over 2 years. So it's not as if that you're going to see that. Yeah.
I think the criticism is not the government that sets that, even though PRC is a government agency, it's an independent body.
Yeah.
And so some people have said that they should have waited, let PRC make that announcement. Otherwise, it's like we've gone back to the old days.
But perhaps maybe government may have consulted the PRC in many ways. You never know.
But still,
you never know that.
For the sake of the independence of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, that's been, put in charge to do these things. Some people have just said that.
I do agree with you in that respect. All right.
I'm just re-echoing.
Yeah,
what other people have said.
Okay. So I do agree with you re-echoing other people's views. Yeah.
What?
Charlie. Sometimes the institutions are just there.
Oh, of course.
Well, so the story also on the front page says, "I'll fulfill my promises." Nana assures. There's a picture there. Look, it's been Doha, Qatar. Doha, Qatar. But look, let's go to center spread.
Is it Qatar, Doha?
Doha is the capital in Qatar. It's on one of the Gulf states. So.
Okay.
And they are loggerheads with Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia wants to be the big player in the Gulf region. Saudi
Arabia is almost becoming friends with Israel. Now, if you've been following
it can't happen. It can't happen.
Well, that's why I said it's almost becoming...
It can't happen.
If you've been following the stories...
Yeah, I know. The West is trying to paint something. The Western media, they've tried to paint... It can't happen. Haram. But there's a story on the center spread. News One is a pullout. And I don't know whether
You're talking about Whiskey Shatter.
Yeah. Everybody is all thinking, even me. I love it. I keep retweeting and all that.
So what is happening? Tell us what's happening.
Oh, Shatter had an interview, I believe, on one of the radio stations and said he's really not having any difficulty and so will not even be bothered about all the issues about Whiskey being the top Afro-pop star on the African continent and all that. Because he feels... And he feels that there's no way he's going to see Whiskey today and go like, wow, and be all shy because he is himself a big superstar. It's about what you make in the industry and the investment and everything. And I kind of just love that. But people just kind of took it out of context and they tried to pitch.
But what is that?
And they tried to pitch Shatta against the top Nigerian artists. And then he said, look, I'm not afraid of Vina Whiskey. Nigerians just bring it on.
But I thought there was also another twist of Ghanaians playing Nigerian music. Or there wasn't anything like that. People have just blown it out of proportion.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, he's not afraid of Wizkid or the Nigerian
and so he's created all
this
about how Ghanaian artists also need to support their own. And I kind of agree with him. I love Nigerian songs a lot. I love a lot of Nigerians, all my friends and all that. So, but I think that it also helps because immediately.
How does that help?
Immediately he started that his Twitter account got extra 7,000 followers just because it's a way of trying to make people follow your music because many Nigerians may not have heard of Shatta Wale. So like they say, who is this guy, big mouth guy who wants to come and say that our cute little guy Wizkid is not a top artist? And through that they'll watch his videos, listen to a lot more.
Can Shatta survive this war though?
I think he can.
Yeah.
He's got when you have that thing on with your eyes all blared and all that, you get to fight everything in the world.
Wizkid hasn't said a thing. He hasn't said anything yet.
Wizkid is a gentle dude with a lot of tattoos though. But Shatta too has got more with some of the...
Is it a battle of tattoos?
No, but pop stars.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's walk on. So
apparently, I'm told that Wizkid is just one.
Like how? What do you mean?
Like he's a ragged guy.
But you see, there's something about the Nigerian artists that even though I appreciate what you said about Shatta, there's something about them. When they see an artist like Chris Brown came to Ghana, Wizkid actually walked to him. They have never met. See, they are that type. They bring themselves to you. They present themselves to you.
They try to be in your face.
Them.
Yeah.
And what happened? It ended up with a collabo and blah 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 blah. That's that kind of thing.
But the thing I love about the Nigerian,
if you see another artist and then you go like, yeah, you're a big guy, so you go your way. Me, I'm big. Let me go my way.
The thing I always say about the Nigerians is that when they are doing everything, they do it big. When corruption, they want to steal, they steal big. And when they want to be successful, they are successful big time.
Yeah.
So everything is big for them because the country is even big.
Listen,
and they are not afraid of anything.
You know what? They have a way. They have a way of presenting themselves, and I feel like as Ghanaians, that's one of the things that we can copy and paste from Nigeria. I mean, present yourself. This is me. This is my CV. They are like ever ready. Oga, make you now listen my music.
Like me.
I'm here.
Like me. Oh, Metro.
Like, have you traveled with them before? Because listen, they bring their music along. Yeah. And they want the bus driver to play the music. So even if you haven't heard of
you forget that I go to a Nigerian church.
Ah, see? So you're hearing them, you gotta, hey, who is that? And they promote each other. So, okay, now let's do the final newspaper. Otherwise, we can talk Ghana Niger music the whole morning. But let's do the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder. 14.9 billion Ghana cedis interest payment in 2018, representing some 24% of total budget and 6.2% of GDP. Where is this going? Details of that in the Finder newspaper. Aliyu Mahama recommended me to Akufo-Addo. Guess who's saying that? That's our Vice President. Dr. Bawumia. 1,796 communities to get electricity, according to Minister. Which of the sector ministers? You've got to look at the details in the paper. Kaswes killer land guards arrested with 70 other suspects. Now, that story is in page 10. Filed by the editor himself, Elvis Dako in Accra, says 7 people suspected to be land guards who allegedly killed a driver in Kaswa in the central region have been arrested. 6 of them were arraigned before court yesterday and were remanded into custody. 1 more suspect was arrested late yesterday afternoon and will be arraigned before court today. Director General of Operations, Commissioner of Police George Akufo-Dampare, Doctor, told the Finder that about 70 other suspected criminals have also been arrested and are being screened. So details of that. It's a good thing, but I worry when the police arrest so many people because they end up letting a lot of them go as well. And we hope that they've actually really found the killers, and most importantly, they've got what will nail them down forever. Build a good case. We hope that you have a good case. Arresting them alone and telling us about it and taking them to court from experience is not enough. We want to see some conviction, and then we will know that you've done a good job. So details of all those other stories in the Finder newspaper of today. Maybe a bit about the Aliyu Mahama story. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has eulogized the late Alhaji Aliyu Mahama, who served as Vice President, and John Agyekum Kufuor. And according to Dr. Bawumia, Aliyu Mahama recommended him as running mate for Nana Akufo-Addo when he knew nothing about politics. Speaking of the 5th anniversary of the passing of the former Vice President at his cantonment home in Accra yesterday, Dr. Bawumia said he would forever be grateful to the late former Vice President. So you can look at some of the text of the things that was said yesterday, and it's been 5 years already. Details of that in the paper. NCA shut down operations of illegal radio stations. There's also another story featured in the paper today. The National Communications Authority has shut down Radio Dam, an illegal FM station that was broadcasting on 104.9 FM and on authorized frequency. The station was discovered on air in a routine spectrum monitoring exercise conducted by the NCA. So details of that also in the paper. How can a radio station just go on air like that? Can you just go on air? All right. More stories in the finder of today. Roland has got the Times. The Ghanaian Times.
I have the Ghanaian Times. On the front page, we have government proposes 38 new MMDAs or MDAs, realignment of some 56 existing sub-metros in districts. I have a picture there of the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Haji Alima Mahama. We have apparently a story about how 42% Ghanaian women suffering from anemia.
I fall into that category as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How? Oh,
What?
I
don't. I don't like noodles, so you're wrong.
Yeah, no, I didn't say it was your best. President calls on the Emir of Qatar. Qatar, there.
Why did you calm down on that?
I
haven't been there before. I think it's one of the places that I want to visit.
Yeah.
Qatar? I want to fly on Emirates and go to Qatar.
I've been there too. But the Gulf states are always good because they've had oil, and so the development.
They've managed. It's not they've had. Nigeria has. Ghana has.
Sure. I forgot.
Yeah.
They've been able to manage their oil resources so well, reinvested into infrastructure and then their citizenry, because throughout the Gulf state, I think Qatar has about just 2 million population of indigents, and extra more people just come in to facilitate work and progress, etc. And they've become a hub of trade and commerce.
That's nice.
They've also become the center. Because the oil will always not be there.
They've also become a center in a way for international media because they have a lot of their bureaus, their hubs there as well. Yeah.
Wow. So other stories we have also on the front page. Commission of Inquiry for New Regions to sit next week. We're told on the back page though, 18% of farm produce go waste. We feature that story. And Dr. Noguchi's 90 years arrival in Ghana marked. Dr. Noguchi though, the lead scientist from Japan who came here 90 years ago, died of, I'm told, this is malaria or one of the diseases we had at the time, the tropical diseases at the time that was trying to find cure for a number of diseases from Ghana. And for his memory, we had the Noguchi Memorial Research Institute named after him. So we have the Business and Financial Times. It has on the front page, Oforiatta targets lowest deficit in 7 years. All right. So the macroeconomic figures have been good for the current financial year. So going into next year, you manage the expectations, you do the realignment of what your revenues will be vis-a-vis the expenditure. And then when you do that synchronization, you know you're in a better path to create a certain solid foundation for the various sectors that you want to grow. So it's just trying to get the understanding and make sure that we move forward as a country. Aircraft war begins on Accra route, consumers to benefit from low prices. And apparently, airlines operating flights to and from Accra, Ghana, are changing their aircraft in response to increased capacity on the route. But it also means that a lot more people are making money, and so they can't afford to fly. And this is because of demand by passengers for enhanced passengers' comfort and improve onboard services, starting a healthy competition that will benefit consumers at the end of the day. IDIF to create 250,000 jobs. We're talking about one district, one factory, as 191 projects in 102. We started hearing this refrain in the talk or prior to the budget reviews and following the budget also, and thereafter we started hearing this about 191 apparently proposals and feasibilities already approved, and that will see a smooth takeoff from next year, 2018. Back page, we have 100 megawatt of power to be exported to Burkina Faso daily. We have enough generating capacity. Now we're generating so we can afford to export to Burkina Faso, our neighbor. Christmas comes early for Vodafone broadband consumers. Vodafone, a customer of Vodafone. I like them. So Accra City wins CSR Excellence Awards. But the last paper we'll be looking at is the Daily Dispatch newspaper. It has on the front page, JJ reminded of when he was insulting Akufo-Addo. Rawlings' newfound friendship with President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Only a fool who doesn't change his mind. President Akufo-Addo is a saying. I'm not the one saying. Only a fool who doesn't change his mind.
It's in the paper?
No, I'm the count. So paper and they say Rollins was insulting Kufuor. Where's Charlie? I used to insult Mama V back in the day. But
oh, really? I didn't know. You're confessing.
This is Madame for Pa.
You're confessing.
Ah, gay. Oh,
I should punish you retrospectively.
NPP's Zongo Development Fund was Aliu Baumia's idea, according to the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Baumia. But on the back page, there's a story, though, interestingly. It says, Setekbe, he was a former finance minister, says, teases MPP. You are now borrowing, but you said in 2016 you would not. That's a fact. You're now borrowing.
It was hosted on Star FM in the morning yesterday. Yeah, on their morning show.
Yeah.
I guess that's where the story is coming from.
All right.
Okay, let's do a few messages and then we'll touch base first of all with myjoyonline.com. So, good morning, Ghanaians. 38 new districts across the country is a way of bringing development to the doorsteps of the people. What interests me is that the creation is not in an election year. I'm for Alhaji Shots. Zion in Wa sending this message, and there was an earlier one you sent about an area of interest in the budgets on graduate unemployment. So thanks for the message. If you've got a message, you can also wire it to me and I'll share it. So here's one that says, it's a bit long. All right. So the Juma budgets that's read on Wednesday in Parliament clearly shows that the competent President Akufo-Addo and MPP are committed to serve the good people of Ghana and to transform the economy as well. You didn't include your name when you're sending a message. Kindly include your name when you're sending me a message. Okay, so here's one more and then we'll go online. Kekusi Nejuso saying the euphoria and the furore emanating from the Ejumapa budgets continue. Some are called the fiscal policy. Okay. I think you are the guy who uses the big words, but essentially, I get your point. Thank you very much for the message. Let's do online, myjoyonline.com. In Kumasi, ECG cuts power to GBC for non-payment of bills. ECG has ignored an appeal from the Ministry of Information against disconnecting power to the state broadcaster in Kumasi. Charlie, ECG, I don't know, they've been on some, I saw them in somebody's office, Charlie. Not easy. Corporate entity, big corporate entity.
Attacking.
Charlie. At the front desk. About 4 ECG guys. They brought the papers and they were going back and forth. ECG, you're being wild these days. This one says 20 airlines apply to partner government for national carrier. Also on myjoyonline.com. Ablakwa others appalled over Napo's attack on predecessor. You remember when Napo appeared on Ekosi saying and said the debts that the previous minister had left was an embarrassment. I mean, he used some very strong words. Well, the house is not happy. Also on my Online, I quit law practice to be a mother to my children, Professor Mensa Bonsu. And is she responding to something? No,
it's a rejoinder.
From herself?
Yes, and I read that this morning. She said, I think what was written by whoever wrote it. As a result of her appearance. Taken
out of context and misrepresented.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think the story seemed to have said, well, she opted to be a mother to the children and focus on teaching instead of just doing the three. Private practice, teaching, and then motherhood.
Well, when I saw the headline,
she said she said that the stories seem to have portrayed that you have to make the option of being a mother and then prioritizing and just doing that. But she said that she would have loved to, but it's just a decision point.
Yeah, and I know quite a few women who make that decision. Even though before you can make that decision, you have to look at other things. You know, because when you have children and you want to take care of them and the home as well, you have to make certain decisions that, you know, not everybody will like. But it's not about everybody. It's about you. When I saw the headline, just the way it was, this one without the rejoinder, I thought, cool. You know what I mean?
But she says that the content of it really portrayed her to be mean that, I mean, you have to...
But she was still working. She was lecturing, right?
Yes.
Except that she wasn't... We're not seeing her like, as in that kind of practice where the media, for instance, will call on you each time and that kind of thing.
Well, at that time, it wouldn't have happened anyway. But, I mean, in that context, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so also... Roland, you should know this one. This one is boxing. Who's that guy?
Deontay Wilder. You know, his the WBC heavyweight champion, and we have the is it IBF and WB or the other one, Anthony Joshua, and this gentleman says that he will beat to pulp Anthony Joshua, who beats Klitschko and the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to Klitschko.
And this guy, I've watched a couple of his fights.
Yeah.
And when he comes like a bull, like the way Mike Tyson used to fight. But he is tall and athletic.
Yeah.
But Joshua too is tall and athletic. But the thing is, I think Joshua fights like.
But is there a scheduled bouts?
No, but he wants a fight.
Oh,
you know,
so he's
just like a
for it.
Wizkid Shatawale kind of fight. Same thing. Bring it on, you know, that kind of thing. He's the Muhammad Ali talks fast and all that. Yeah, he's that type. And Joshua is a cool type. But it reminds me of Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. You know, Mike Tyson was always making
I think I'm gonna Mayweather as well.
No. I'm talking about heavyweight.
Okay.
You know, when Mike Tyson met Lennox Lewis, even though it was at a time when Mike Tyson was not in his prime when he was that time.
Yeah.
Charlie, get first one, get. Oh, Lennox Lewis just baited him, gave him some time. And when you give this guy that time, I think over time he'll tire off the first 3 rounds.
Anthony Joshua is our man.
Yeah, as for me, Anthony Joshua is my man.
He's home.
Yeah, you know, he's got, I think, a Nigerian father or something like that. So
he's more Nigerian than British. Health Ministry delays posting of over 300 doctors despite approval. My John Line has intercepted a letter to the Health Ministry 2 months ago to post 326 doctors qualified to undertake their 2-year internship in health facilities. Details there. I think we have to wrap this one up. Don't hurt Mugabe's legacy, Dignity Rawlings. So Jerry Rawlings says Africa's longest serving leader is one of the few to have lived a life with pride as an African, much more than many other leaders. And a voluntary education fund, not solution to funding free SHS, according to Education Coalition. And time's fast spent is 5 minutes after 7. We've got to end it here and make way for sports. There are more stories. You can always log on to myjoyonline.com. We will talk Mugabe later on in our show. But it's pre-maturity day. We're talking preterm babies. And if you've got any worry at all today, we want to share real life experience with you. We'll speak to a doctor as well about the condition, and then hopefully we can calm you down a bit. But if you have anything that you want to share with us, please, we're open. Just send us a regular SMS message, also a WhatsApp message. You're watching the AM Show.